Right, it's Smarticus versus Ryan. We're on Jagannatha. And I'm cold is what's happening here. Right, good. It's Ryan. He's playing Protoss. He's in the top right, GLHF, he says, but does he mean it? And it's Smarticus also playing Toss. Down in the bottom left. No GLHF from Smarticus here, so that is pretty much smack talk, isn't it? Straight off the bat. Yeah, Smarticus, interestingly, not building a pylon. Don't know why. Here it comes, look. So he's going to find himself supply blocked and is going to be unable to build workers after this one. And there you see it, look, no workers in production. Also, this worker not returning to mining. I don't like it, it's a bad start. The gateway is building for Ryan, and so straight away, oh no, not two pylons. Why Smarticus? Why? Yeah, this looks ominous. I'll be honest, it looks ominous at this early stage. This does not look healthy. Right, good, yeah. So both players then as Protoss, and what do you build when you're playing PvP? There's no kind of, if you want to eke out any sort of build order advantage, any sort of build advantage, there's no point in building the exact same stuff as your opponent unless you're very confident that your mechanics are substantially better, whether that be just macro or micro. In this case, it does look like Ryan's going to have the upper hand on that front. He is building a Zealot, he's building an Expo, his men is saturated, the gas coming down much later than his opponent, but the side core is in production. Double gateway coming down for Smarticus, but to be at almost the 2 minute mark and no gateways finished up yet is a bit weird. There's money in the bank for Smarticus, could build an Expo here as well. I don't seem to have any gem signs. I'm just going to see if I can check out why that is. Crank up the gem volume a bit. No, I've got nothing. I mean, a minute ago oh, there we go. Weird. There's something strange going on with the audio, I feel. No game sounds, and then no music, and now lots of game sounds, but music very quiet. Something weird is happening here, isn't it? What is going on? Music, master volume, something. I don't know. Don't even know what's happening. Not that I particularly like the music or anything, but it's a bit weird that there isn't any. Anyway. Well, I'll see if I can fix that. For some reason, Smarticus is attacking his own stuff here. The Forge is building. He's going to drop an Expo with the Forge. I suppose he could defend that with a couple of cannons or whatever if he wants. There's still no side core, and he's queuing up Zealots here. But really, you need to climb that tech tree pretty quickly if you're going to win in a PvP. So Ryan with a Stalker coming out, and to be honest, until you've got charge, one Stalker beats basically an infinite number of Zealots. So it is really important that you get that side core up pretty sharpish. It's kind of each to their own in terms of PvP. I personally, in playing against a Protoss, I mean, to be honest, when I play Protoss, I tend to build Phoenix against everything because Phoenix are awesome. But yeah, against another Protoss, it's nice to get a couple of Adepts up pretty early, try and get into your opponent's base, have a bit of a poke, see if you can kill the odd worker here and there. And I wouldn't mind seeing some Adept play. Other things that now, oh my goodness, now the sound is deafening. What is happening here? What is going on? Other things that are nice to do, you can go air, you can get the Oracle into your opponent's base and try and slow them down. They've got access to all the same tech as you, so anything that you can do to slow your opponent down is all the more important in a mirror matchup when they're playing the same race as you. So it's yeah, Smarticus that's going to build a Stargate here. Meanwhile, Ryan has got both Twilight and Robo in production. Ryan also with the Double Forge cranking out 1-1 with Chrono happening on that as well. Yeah, pretty early for a Double Forge setup, but I don't mind it if it's going towards something. You know, if you are going to be playing a big 1-1 timing attack, then Double Forge could be pretty cool. Zealot Charge is a really important upgrade. You don't need to micro Zealots with Charge. They'll kind of, you know, it's an upgrade that takes effect without you having to do anything. Blink, on the other hand, is a fantastic upgrade for Stalkers, but you do need to actively use it. You have to use that Blink upgrade. And that requires a bit of micro, requires a little bit of knowing what you're doing. So both sides have got a small sort of army, but neither side really doing anything to sort of harass their opponents. Yeah, it's, you know, kind of, if you're not going to harass, if what you're going to do is just sit back and build an army blindly without so much as scouting, well then why aren't you on 4 bases already? Because you might as well. You know what I mean? If you're just relying on them not coming and killing you, then you might as well just go for it. Go completely ham and just build bases everywhere. You know, don't bother with any army units at all. Just do essentially an eco cheese, where you're going all in on just economy. You know, so just build workers and nexuses till you've got 4 saturated bases, and then drop like whatever you want to drop, 6 Stargates or something, and crank out carriers 6 at a time. Who cares? That is, you know, it's its own type of cheese, really. I like this. I like the observer coming in and parking up in the men. It's going to see roughly everything. If I just click on that and tap V, you can see that this Stargate is in range of it. It sees what's building. It sees that it's a void ray coming out. Sees that there is a second one in production. Sees the Zealots. Sees the Forge upgrading. And all of those are useful things. So that's what the Forge looks like, upgrading. All the moving bits going on. From Smarticus' point of view, look how tricky it's going to be to spot that observer. You know, that is not an easy thing to see. It's not easy at all to spot that. Arguably, if you spin the screen, it's easier to spot cloaked units. You can kind of see the sort of shimmer. But anyway, it can be tricky to spot them when they are not moving. So there is a fleet beacon, and he's researching void ray speed, and this, you know, this could work out well, but really needs to up the production. You know, there's 2 Stargates here, and both of them are idle at present. Why is that? Not sure. We're not supply capped. We've got the minerals, we've got the gas, so needs to be on top of the production. Has queued up, in fact, Tempests, which, okay, if you like. Tempests are great. Don't get me wrong. There's a place for Tempests, but what bothers me about this build is you've chosen Tempests based on what? You know, is that a reaction to what your opponent's got? Have you thought, oh look, they've gone Colossus heavy, Tempests are going to be perfect? No, you literally haven't even been in your opponent's base in any way, shape or form. So for all you know, your opponent could be on 5 bases right now, and you could be about to get inundated with charge lots or Dark Templars or whatever, and you know, Tempests aren't going to help you. You don't know what's come in is the point here. Yeah. Whereas Ryan, to be fair, has got this observer just on on this patrol pattern, and that's actually pretty smart. Has looked here, so as far as isn't, I don't think, aware of this, has checked here for a third. It hasn't looked over here. This pylon, I mean, this is awkward, isn't it? This just warp in point. So it looks like finally we're going to see some action in this game. There's a bunch of stuff moving across the map. Oh no, the timer is up. I don't know how long this game is, but that's my timer. That means my lunch is ready, and you know, I do want to eat the lunch. The Zealots are going to come in here. If we look at the army supply, it is in favour of Ryan, but these Tempests could have a lot to say. If the Void Rays fire up the Prismatic Alignment, they'll gun down these Stalkers awfully quickly. The blink forward on top of the Voids isn't a bad plan. Take those out of the equation, but look, these Tempests are going to deal out a lot of damage from the back. Won't be long before there is nothing left for Ryan that shoots up. You can just see those, those upgrades. The 2-2 just made quite a big difference to how that battle turned out, because the army supplies were not massively different. No, Ryan, you need to move this stuff. You need to get it up the ramp. I mean, yeah, you're getting shot, but standing still and getting shot is definitely not a result. If you send this stuff up the ramp, Tempests don't kill Zealots very quickly at all, as we can see here. So this is just a bit painful to watch. There's more stuff getting warped in. Maybe he's waiting for the next band of Stalkers, but these should already be up here killing things. At the very least, take out the Stargates so that there's no further production of Tempests or whatever. All the workers are going to go down. It's good news for me because I want my lunch. It's bad news for Smarticus because I don't really see a way back from here. These Tempests are good, but ultimately the Stalkers are, especially if you stand and fight like this. The range on this Tempest over here could probably shoot a Stalker from where it is. So you definitely, that's not how to fight with Tempests. You run them over dead space and you shoot from very far away, and in that way they can be incredibly useful. My main beef with that game was the lack of scouting for Smarticus. He didn't know what was coming, and so the units that he was choosing to build were arbitrary, and you can't really expect to beat your opponent's army with just a lucky roll of the dice. I mean, obviously you might, but as it went, you didn't. So had he known what was coming, he could have made more informed decisions about what to build to make sure he could defeat it. GG.